starting, lights are flashing,
chaos in the air.
Welcome to InsaneSimGuy's Chaos Show.
Proceed with maximum nightmarish care.
Smash that like, detonate, subscribe.
Ring that damn bell.
We're about to turn this farm into a flaming meteor wrapped in hell. I woke up and chose stupidity with a goblin grin. Questionable life choices, yeah, I make them to win. Neighbors flee in terror when they hear the mower howl. I'm out here farming like a banshee, wearing overalls and a cowl.
It's time to do some sketchy shit. No caution, no brakes.
Shenanigans all day and night,
plus a billion mistakes. OSHA showed up at the farm.
we said get sucked into the sky.
We're busy being idiots.
Please come back after the apocalypse by.
Wrong tool for the job.
That's how legends are forged in flame.
Plow that field with a lawnmower,
Then declare it science by name.
harvest that field with a pair of scissors. Make the crops all scream and dive.
Common sense got vaporized.
We're just barely staying alive.
If it breaks,
Yeet it into another dimension. If it won't fit, force it with malicious intention. Who put that harvester on top of the water tower?
me, baby, me, in a blackout power hour.
You can't wrap that tractor, hold my damn beard. Now the moon is our witness and the cow's in gear.
Who let the pig in the air?
Who said nah, it won't fly?
If the plant explodes, congratulations, it ascended.
Goodbye.
I backed the trailer into a tree, then sued the tree for disrespect.
Combine's on fire, but emotionally
So are we.
suspect.
I parked the forklift in the pond, said that's just.
Amphibious tech.
The chickens all stared like.
This man has fully lost his check.
I built a barn out of thunder.
Bad decisions and one rusty nail.
The door fell off the roof, collapsing somehow. It still went on sale.
I planted corn in the parking lot.
The yield was cursed but strong.
If anyone asks what I'm doing,
Just tell them.
catastrophically wrong. Wrong tool for the job.
Yep, we're back at it again.
Plow that field with the lawnmower. Let the chaos begin. Harvest that field with a pair of scissors.
Make the crops all fear.
Common sense got abducted and we bought
12 more beers. If it breaks,
Yeet it into another dimension. If it won't fit, force it with malicious intention. Who put that harvester on top of the water tower?
me, baby, me, in a blackout power hour.
You can't wrap that tractor, hold my damn beer. Now the moon is our witness and the cow's in gear.
Who let the pig in the air?
Who said nah, it won't fly?
If the plant explodes, congratulations, it ascended. Goodbye. I got a goat in the truck, a raccoon in the shed,
Kettle corn machine,
and a cursed loaf of bread.
the barnyard screaming.
The tires all shriek. This
whole operation runs on nonsense and peak.
we don't do safe, we do oh my God, no!
We do how did it get there?
And why is it glowing?
We do send it, forget it, and let sun in the storm. Then act all surprised when the tractor transforms.
If it breaks,
Yeet it into another dimension. If it won't fit, force it with malicious intention. Who put that harvester on top of the water tower?
me, baby, me, in a blackout power hour.
You can't ram the tractor, hold my damn beer. Now the moon is our witness and the cow's in gear.
Who let the pig in the air?
Who said nah, it won't fly?
If the plant explodes, congratulations, it ascended. Goodbye. The barn is levitating. The GPS is screaming. The scarecrow just filed a restraining order. And the tractor is speaking in ancient tongues.
We went from farming to full-blown interdimensional crimes.
The silos got disco lights.
The goats on the roof,
Someone launched a hay bale into low orbit.
and the field is now a certified disaster monument.
If you made it this far, congratulations.
You are now an honorary lunatic.
Drop a like for the cow.
Subscribe before the combine gains consciousness.
And remember, when the wheels come off,
When the roof is gone,
when the pigs are airborne,
and the harvest is rolled.
How's it going out there, everybody? ISG here, welcoming everybody in. Streaming today on Twitch and YouTube, so we're going to see how this all works out. Hopefully it goes well. Kind of hoping so. You know how things work out in real life. So, sometimes it works out good, sometimes not quite so good, but that's okay. We're going to have a party either way. Out here testing out my new Central Pennsylvania map. I'm going to give you guys kind of some insight into the map, how things are going, where my progression has come to, where we're headed with it. Hoping to get this thing submitted to Giants within the next 2 to 3 weeks, barring any unforeseen issues that may arise. Looking over at chat, I see I got Trevor Murphy in there, says, hello, dropped a like. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Welcome in. So without any further ado, let's take a look at this and let's get started. We're going to start right here on our starting farm. There are going to be several required mods for the map. Most are going to be the ICUS buildings, a lot of his houses, several of his different sheds and things like that, a few of his packs. So I did take advantage of that, got his permission to put all of that in the map. A huge shout out and a thank you to ICUS Fan Modding for allowing me to do that. So taking a look over here. So this is your starting farm right here. So you start up there at the house, come on down here. You got your barn, you got a shed, chicken coop right there. The chicken coop right here does produce manure. So that's why there's a manure heap sitting right next to it. You do have to provide them straw to do so. And right inside here, you got your harvester header, trailer, everything's all right there ready to go. And Trevor, thank you, sir. He says the map looks good. I appreciate that. Let me turn on my chat box here so multiple chat can be seen across different platforms. Forgot I had that turned off because normally I just stream on YouTube. I figured I'd do something different today. And over here, we've got your tractors. You got the small case Vestrum 130 horsepower. Over you got a New Holland T7 230 horsepower. You got your grain trailer right there, cultivator. You have a windrower as well as your plow. And if we swing around to the back side over here, so you got your fuel tank, you have seeder, you have your baler, round baler right there, New Holland, the Breedall K105 lime fertilizer spreader, as well as the K-brand mowing deck front and rear attachments. And right here is your silo. This has been upgraded to be multi-fruit. And see, I do believe, I did upgrade its capacity to hold 500,000 liters. So definitely something that's going to come in useful on the map. Sawyer, what's going on, sir? Welcome in. How are you doing today? And the field you're going to start with, you have right here, you got field number 13. Let me show you guys first where we are on the map. So let's zoom out. You're up here you're going to start out in the northeast corner. You start with field properties 12, 13, and 14. Oh, TGG, well, did you at least send them a link? That would be fantastic. Well, look at that. It does work. Yeah, so I've got some features in chat as well. You can do things like gamble by putting hashtag exclamation point gamble, exclamation point heist, as well as exclamation point 8-ball and ask some questions. So feel free to take advantage of those things. They can get quite interesting. So yeah, so you got 12, 13, and 14 are your starting properties here. 12, of course, being the starting farm. 13 is a field grass field that's going to be ready to harvest. And 14 is going to be a summer wheat field ready to harvest. What's up, John C? How are you doing? Welcome in. There we go. Now it's confirmed. TGG manual raid. You know, I will take it. So let's also take a look. We also got another building right over here. We do have a sheep barn that you start with. I believe it starts you out with some goats in it. I don't think I put sheep in this one. Let's take a look. Yes, you do have 20 of each on the goats, 0, 3, and 8 months. And this one will also produce manure. It has a built-in manure heap located right here. So as you provide them straw, this will produce the manure and it'll output here. So I do have the easy dev turned on, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up and go ahead and get it to where all the animals are well fed and we're not, trying to take them out early, because don't nobody want to do that. At least nobody I can think of off the top of my head. So there we go. So we gave them some grass, got the straw, got your straw plane that shows up right there. Let's go up here to the chickens. We're going to do the same thing there. We're going to go ahead and just fill them up. That way they're going to be well taken care of. And I started you with 60 chickens. You have 40 at 6 months and 20 at 0. And this will hold 200 chickens. So you can see I got a straw plane added in there as well. And we're going to just fill that with some wheat. So there we go. So chickens have food. The goats have food. So let's go ahead and let's start working these fields that we have right here. Let's go ahead and see what we can accomplish. I need to move my dog. She's laying on my foot. Not going to work when I'm using a steering wheel. So I am going to tell y'all right now, this tractor will not handle the mowing equipment. So we're going to hook this one to the baler and we're going to see if it can handle that. Actually, I'm probably going to need to hook it to the windrower because I don't think I have the option to windrow all that up, but we'll find out. And you know what? Since TGG did drop in here with a raid, I'm going to go ahead and distribute some points to everybody real quick. So give me 1 second. There we go. We shall see. I need to turn this on for Twitch. I didn't do so. My bad, guys. Alright, so there we go. And turn off this automatic engine starting on these vehicles. That gets old fast. I will be hiring workers. I don't want them buying all my stuff. That takes all the fun out of it. Yeah, I can't answer that one, TGG, because I do have myself set to where raids are allowed. You've found me before in the past, if I remember correctly. What's happening, Jody? How are you doing today? Welcome in, sir. Now, you do have to be careful around these fields, especially if you have crop destruction turned on. Because all the crops on this map do have crop destruction, including your standard grass. Ooh, I don't know if I'm making up this hill. There we go. Hey, look, we're mowing. Sawyer, it's going to be about 2 to 3 weeks before I submit it to Giants. I still got a lot of things to finish tweaking and get right. I got some more decorations I still need to put around the map just to kind of bring everything to life and bring it all full circle. TGG stirring up a raid. Or a heist, I should say. And a raid, because she did kind of raid me there. So I'm going to get the headland done on this, and then I'll turn this over to an AI worker while I pull out the almighty windrower and start trying to get this all windrowed up, if it's even going to be possible. So I'm not sure if it's going to be able to. Well, that windrow don't require much power, but I got to see if I can make it up this hill first. Oh, half the crew got arrested. Did it not award the points there? Let me check something real quick. Oh yeah, look at that. That is not going to award any points. Hold on, let me fix that. There we go. Okay, those settings have been saved now. Shade, what's going on, sir? He says, sweet, we only get arrested here. I'm used to getting shot. Well, I mean, if you lived where I lived, I could understand that. It's a little rough over here where I'm at. And TGG reminded me to hit that save, right? As we learned in her stream earlier today. I'll say who hit the top on there to see how many points everybody has, and that's been in my channel. Yeah, so one of the things I noticed when I was testing this earlier over the weekend was the grass, the windrows for the grass, the swathing was very, very low. So I did go back and make some adjustments on that to make it where it's actually visible now. Same thing with alfalfa and clover. That was just a simple XML edit, but glad to see that I can now tell where I have grass on the ground. Before, it was very, very difficult to do so. Okay, let's see here. Trying to make sure Streamlabs ain't trying to slam you guys with a whole bunch of stuff at one time there. If my timer for the announcements is a bit much, please let me know so I can put some more space between those. Because they do seem to be happening kind of quickly. Alright, let's turn this over to AI now. See how they handle this build. Gotta start my engine. Can't go anywhere without doing so. Of course Mr. Lee's phone is dying. When is it not? But you know what? Tell him I said what's up. And second chance, what's going on, sir? How are you doing today? You know, TGG out there reiterating my comment about Mr. Lee's phone. Y'all saw nothing. I did not run over that wheat. I promise. It got in the way. So who came into the stream today and expected me to be playing the game properly? Okay, so I got Streamlabs doubling up on my timers. I'm going to have to end one of them. So give me a minute, because that should not be working like that. There we go. Okay. Actually, no, it's not doubling up. Never mind. I'm seeing both chats. That's what it is. Okay. Turn that back on and leave it alone. I keep forgetting that I have both chats displayed, Twitch and YouTube, so that's on me. That's not Streamlabs. It's fault. That was me not paying attention. We're going to let that go to work. We're going to go grab the harvester and we're going to head on down there to the wheat field. AI worker block. Oh, that was me in the way. How dare my workers say they're blocked? You think this is a tight squeeze in here? I think everything will be just fine. Camera facing the back, that's not cool. There we go. Hey, TGG, you forgot something very important there. It's called a value. I can still have that thing backwards. Yeah, I do. Good lord, I suck at this game. I'll see nothing. Just shove this out the way. So if y'all look at this wheat, It is actually in rows. It is a new texture for the wheat for that purpose. Thought I hit termites. There we go. On straw, man. So you can also notice there is stubble destruction on the map as well for all crops, except for grass crops, of course. Going on there, Swamp Rat? How are you doing, sir? Welcome in. See, he says he sees shenanigans. Nope, not today. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never perform shenanigans live on the air. Second chance, yes, this is that new row crop prefab. However, in the description to that prefab, it says with no impact to performance. That was a massive lie. I had to go through and modify every single crop in this. It took me about 2 to 3 hours per crop to get this thing to where there was no performance drops and to still have it looking good. Because it took me from 100 FPS, you ready for this, all the way down to 30. And some aspects of it also do not work as intended. Like when you forage harvest the barley and wheat in the green state, it was supposed to leave behind green stalks. However, that does not work. No matter what combination I tried, I even tried messing with the i3D files and nothing would get it to work. So it has some flaws. But overall, still a good prefab. Just needs a little bit of work on the modder's end to get it to be implemented properly. Yeah, so second chance. When I get done harvesting this field, and I will show you what I was referring to with that. Whenever you harvest it with the green, green state, what it was supposed to look like, I'll show you that. Because it would have been absolutely fantastic if that would have actually worked right. Now I could set it to where it could either be green or the brown when you harvest it, but it just made more sense to go ahead and stick with the brown, because when you look at the green state, the bases of them are brown as well. So that's why I went ahead and just stuck with being like the golden color that you see here now. as opposed to going with the green, because it would have looked kind of odd going from this to green when you harvest it. They have links disabled on the Twitch side of things. I may have to go and take a look at that. I'll do that after when I shut everything down later this evening. I'm not going to go deal with it right now. I'm trying to fight that. The links for everything that's being posted in chat is also in the description. So if you guys wanted to take advantage of any of those, make sure you hit that up. If you haven't already smashed that like, hit subscribe, hit that follow button over on Twitch. Make sure you do so. What'd you do, Swamp Rat? What'd you lose your tokens on? Did you bet them all on a heist and lose? Or are you talking about the massive amount that you had at one point? I reset everybody's tokens during my last stream. Because yeah, they were a little astronomical and way out of whack. I had to get everybody back in check. I know, I know. Smart Brad says he's missing about 9 zeros. Yeah, you are. As I said, it was a little ridiculous there. Can I finish this? Nope. Yeah, beautiful. Nope, not what I wanted to do. I need to quit looking at chat. Pay attention where I'm driving. That'd be a fence. BGG got arrested. Who's bailing her out? Any volunteers? I was told I'm not allowed to spend my money that way. Run up here, dump this, and I'm gonna grab that baler. Wrong damn button. All right, Swamp Rat, so the 8-ball thing, you type in exclamation point 8-ball, ask it a question, and it'll give you a random response. You know, just like a magic 8-ball, except these responses sometimes will make absolutely no sense. Got stuff piled up all over the place. And there goes the first of the many rolling bells down the hill. You know what, Swamp Rat? You're absolutely right. We were doing too much other shenanigans to focus on the task at hand. And I even said let's wrap them so we can test that. What's up, Red Wolf? So there's always shenanigans with you. You know, only on days that end in Y. What's going on, Jake? How are you doing, sir? May left the bell in my way. There we go. Bell relocation services. It's almost done working that field over there. And Red Wolf says that'd be me that left that bell in the way. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but I want to blame it on gravity. Because I promise you, that bell was not dropped off right there initially. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate that. Be glad when I finally get this thing submitted to Giants. Put it in their hands just so they can send it back to me 12 times. I mean, Swamp Rat, why not both? going to switch to the smaller bells after this one. So we'll make sure those are popping out of here properly. Swamp rat physical science it is then. You know, that's fair. That is 100% fair. I hope they don't send it back at all, but I have yet to see a map pass on first try. Jake, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Throw a little more realism in there. Starting to wonder if I hit the right button to change the bell size. Actually, I may have. I'm not paying attention to how much each bell holds. Let's see. Yeah, I did it. So, Swamp Rat, I think Giants has an unwritten law that every map must be returned at least once. Right, Jake? Now, the one that shocked me on getting released as quick as it was Forest Hills. I think they kicked that one back to me twice, and then it was released on the third time, even after I found some major flaws that should not have been passed. I'll test out a couple straw bells real quick, then I'll show you guys what I was referring to with the stubble on this. Oof, it's terrible. Fruity over on Twitch says, yo, what's going on there? How are you doing today? Welcome in. Let that do its thing right there. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I was referring to with this. All right, so this is the green state for the crop. I'm just going to drive over it so you guys can see the edges of the crops a little better. Alright, so if you look at the base of it, you see it does have a little bit of a brownish color right there at the base. So that's the reason I went with the option that I did, because otherwise it would have been like this when you harvested. Versus what it is now. He says he's good, just about to delete Farm Sim. Why are you about to delete it? And I'm doing good myself. And Jake says he's been playing around with the realistic soil mod. It's an interesting idea. Yes, please keep me informed on that one. You can hit me up on Discord anytime if you need help with any mods or maps or anything, Jake. I'll be glad to help you out. But yeah, definitely keep me informed on how that works. I do intend to implement some additional soil physics on this for like mud and other conditions. I just haven't added them in just yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works with the hills on this map. He says he's trying to play with it, but he just can't seem to figure it out. Make sure he has his F1 menu turned on if you're on PC. I mean, or just turn it into a shenanigans show. That's what I always do. Go. All right, so I'll grab one of these bells here. I'm going to drop this in the silo. There it goes. You can see it does have grass in there as well as the summer wheat. And then I'm going to take one and take it over to the sheep, which don't need any additional food because I'm still running at half speed. So we're going to speed that up real quick. Oh, he can't find the server. Yeah, I got another buddy that's been having the same issue. We had to found out we had to put our game on crossplay for it to show up. Are you guys on PC or are you on console? All right, so we're going to drop this right here. You see how it did reduce from 5,500 down to 5,210. And got a little bit of manure starting to show up in there. That few of goats is they're not going to produce a whole lot, which is why this only holds 120,000 liters. You literally have to pretty much fill this thing up with goats or sheep or whatever if you want to actually fill that heap up with manure. So it's a slow process, but you'll eventually get there with it. Rude, thank you for the follow there. So you're on PC. Your buddy, are they using is the game through the Xbox app, or are they using it through Steam, or are you doing that, or vice versa? How did y'all download the game? Because that does make a difference. I found if you're using the Xbox app, that poses a huge problem for multiplayer because then you have to go crossplay for some unknown reason. Why are my chickens not producing any manure yet? Hey. Ah, crap. I got the chicken barn too close to the sheep pen. It's eating their manure. Either that or this thing's not linked to it. And oh, I see what it is. I didn't put the extension down. Okay, I just got to change that. If I sell that off. Yeah, let's back up a little bit to give me room to actually place this thing. So we've got to go to the extensions for that. Oh, that's okay. And I'm gonna go and use a little free placement for this. There we go. Now it should say it's connected. Yes, okay, so now it should be working. Let's speed up time one more hour, and let's make sure. Right. Oh, what the heck? Chickens, stop hoarding your manure. Y'all gonna make me go look at your XML. But I know it does work because it was working for me earlier. I don't know what the deal is right now. Being stubborn. I had to make sure I placed it far enough from the sheep pen as well as far enough from the silo so the silo didn't steal it as well. Okay, so if you're both on Steam, so if you guys double check to make sure that all of the settings in the multiplayer menu are the same. So like you guys are searching based off of either the map or the game name. Make sure that the number of players, the things like the crossplay on and off, password on and off, things of that nature. You got to make sure sometimes that all of that matches identical. It can be a pain sometimes to find it. Now, another question I have is your friend able to find other games as well to join? All right, so now I need to check something because the mowing of this field grass looks a little suspicious. I'm not sure if this is the actual mode texture or if this is the mulch texture. So I'm about to go get a mulcher and we're going to test this out. Okay, so you're able to find his, but he's just unable to find yours. So let me, I'll just take the flight over to the store. Let you guys check out the map on the way. So we got a agricultural co-op located right here, buying and selling station. And when I say a buying and selling station, I mean buying and selling. It is absolutely insane what you can do here. So the buying station, you can purchase all of these products here. And then you can bring all of these products over to sell. All at this one location. This is going to be your primary buying and selling location on the map. There are a few others here and there, but this is going to be your primary one. All right, Swamp Rat, I did not get the rolled state working, but I did improve the alfalfa altogether visually and did get the mulch state to work. I will show you that in just a little bit. I was actually just about to mention that. So this is your vehicle shop. It is Icus's case dealership. Shop trigger is in the front of the building. Workshop triggers right here. You can pull your vehicles anywhere on either side of the building. You can just come anywhere near the doors or whatever. There's also doors on the other side as well, as you can see right here. And as long as you have a vehicle parked in there, you will be able to repair it, sell it, or modify it in any way that you need to. So if you look at this right here, this block that's extending out right here, this kind of orangish block, that is the repair area where you're able to park your vehicles at for repairs. And it even goes out into the front of the building as well. All right, Jake, I will keep that in mind. I do have another map planned for after I get this one released, but there's going to be a slight pause between maps as I do have a massive update planned for Forest Hills. I'm going to be optimizing all of the crops on it, so everything will kind of work a heck of a lot better, give a lot better frame rates on that map, as well as implement a couple of new models for like the manure heap small that's on there, as well as the little small water tower that's at the starting farm. Not modifying that one, it's just I forgot to export that to the i3D. So if you were to try to place that down, you will see the unload effects, or the loading effects will be visible. The big old white blob that's there, because that was an oopsie on my end. So I do plan to get that taken care of. Country, what's going on? He says an actual shop. Yes, sir. Okay, yes, this is the mulch texture. At least it looks like it from this angle. Yep, okay, so that's a small adjustment to fix that. And let's make sure this other mulch is like it's supposed to as well. Yes, okay, good. Crazy, what in the world did you do, sir? You'll make me log into Twitch and remove that. Y'all give me 1 minute, guys. Let's see here. Okay, got rid of those messages there. Jake, thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. Yeah, right, Prudy? Never seen that language before yet. That was something special, wasn't it? Oh, absolutely. I might be hitting you up for a special mod that I've been wanting to make at some point in time. I'm just not worth a dang with vehicles, and just need some assistance in putting this thing together, and it's a little bit on the XML side of things. Oh, oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I could probably have one of those as well. That would be great. Let's see here. That follow button on you over there. I don't know if that worked for making you a moderator or not, but I did something. We'll see. Because I don't know if I did that right or not. I have to play around with it. Am I going to finally make a hot dog truck or... No, sir. No, sir. This is more special than that would be. But don't get me wrong. That would be absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. So I'm going to show off the alfalfa texture that I got going. So that's the growth stage 1, 2... And you got your 3, your 4, and this is your harvest ready stage. As you can see, I decided to kind of mix the different growth stages in, so it's not just a massive field of purple when you stare at it. Because in real life, that's not how this is actually how this was gonna look. It would be more like this. You would have patches like this that would actually reach the flowering state. And Swamp Rat, you're gonna like this next one. You remember how the cut stage looked out on it last night? How's that? And then on the clover side, so that's your first stage, second, you got your small, your middle, which this one also, as you can see, has a blend going on there as well. And then your harvest, it's your cut stage on this one. Looks like this. I'm still trying to tweak this one. I want to get this a little bit fuller, but the problem is it does start to cause some frame rate issues, and I'm trying to prevent that as much as possible. And just to show you, if you come over here with the mulcher. So Swamp Rat, you remember how we were having a hard time telling if this was mulched? There's no doubt about it now. You can absolutely see the difference. And the same thing with the alfalfa. We're going to switch this over to cut. You can, I don't know why it does that for mulching. That looks more like a rolled state, but you know what? I'll take it. It's better than nothing. Because before, when we mulch it, all you would just see the effect under the ground, under it on the ground, but it would not change what the texture looked like. And then I even went and modified the grass. So that's stage 1, 2, the small, middle, which I'm probably going to increase the length of a few of these because some of them are very, very short until you get to right before the harvest ready. So I'm going to probably kind of increase their length to make it blend a little bit better. And then when you cut it, looks like that. And this one, the rolling does work. On the grass only is the only one that the roller does work on. I don't know why that is the case. I don't know if it's something on Giant's end with the way they program for the rollers, for them to only work on the actual just grass and meadow. But there is something definitely going on there that it will not work on alfalfa or clover. And Fruity says, yeah, we're not having any luck. He even just tried making a normal game and he still can't find it. Man. Are you guys loading any mods or anything like that? Because I'm wondering if it could be a mod that could be causing it. Alright, try eliminating some mods and see if that works, because it may be a mod conflict. You may have a mod that's trying to load that is not properly supported in multiplayer, and that could definitely be causing some issues. Another thing, he may need to check his firewall settings and make sure that the game is allowed through the firewall. Just as a secondary precaution on that. And I just looked over my microphone. I'm almost peaking. Am I loud as hell to you guys? Please let me know. I can adjust it down if necessary. Okay. Give me 1 minute. All right, how about now? This better? I forgot I had to adjust my mic for last night's stream with Gold Gaming, and I forgot to adjust it back. I do apologize for blowing y'all's ears out. Look at TGG running the heist there and coming back with 1,260 tokens. Congratulations. And you know what? For me blowing y'all's ears out, I think all of y'all have earned this. Give that a minute or so, and then check your tokens out, guys. TGG, I'm not sure I properly have this stuff set up for VC for coming through my stream yet. I have not tested that. I mean, it'd be a good time as any if you're able to get into this channel that I'm in. Please tell me y'all don't hear my dog. She's down here at my feet making all kinds of weird noises.
Okay, does it work?
Well, I hear you. You guys hear TGG? All right, Prudy says, don't hear my dog at least, so that I'll take that as a win. So I'm the only one that's got to suffer through that one.
Woohoo, good job, Swamp Rat.
Yeah, Swamp Rat says he hears you just fine. Okay. Hey, score 1 for me for having something set up properly.
I know, right?
I better not get used to this. So I'm just going to set all of this farmland to mine. I now own the map. All right, it's going to give you guys a little tour of the map real quick. We're going to head back over to the starting farm and just kind of work our way around.
You're gonna give them a proper tour, not what I did.
Look, you saw Deadwood contract and it was like, oh, look, a squirrel. And off into the woods you went, never to be seen again.
Oh, and also, I love the trailer. Nothing against the red trailer. The red trailer is awesome, but I had to go buy me a house.
That's
I
fair.
could not help it.
Completely fair.
That's okay. I got my trailer and my house, so I got both. Best of both worlds.
You know, it's amazing. The simplest of things can sometimes be the solution. Small Press says Blondie is coming in loud and clear.
Hey, you spelled Blondie wrong, by the way.
I don't think he cares. All right, so right here you have the Grain Elevator Museum. The collectibles have not been hidden yet. They're all stacked up right here waiting on me to place them. I'm probably going to be doing that this weekend at some point. But
That's
you
so
can
exciting.
take advantage of the constructible right here.
That's so exciting. I can't wait to hide
And
donkeys.
right over here is going to be the co-op that I showed off earlier. And Jake, I will be making this a standalone mod. And it will be allowed to be used on maps. It will not be a prefab. It will be one that will have to be placed. And yeah, and if you guys decide to place this on your map, I'm working on trying to get the terrain to slope down because this is a multi-layered facility. There are 2 terrain elevations here. So I'm working on getting that. That's the only thing that's holding me back from having this thing ready to submit. And right next door over here, we have your animal dealer. This is basically just a Riverbend animal dealer. No modifications other than I kind of cleaned it up and made it look a little bit better around the backside over here.
Speaking of animals, you know what I forgot to do?
You never did feed those animals, did you?
I did not. Oops.
And then, of course, you got your shop here. I will be putting a fence around a portion of this property. Probably going to go along this edge here. And then come across right here. That's probably going to be the only areas that'll have a fence. Vehicles are going to spawn across this entire section. There's 2 rows. And you can fit a lot of vehicles in there. I tested it with the mother bins. Just popping mother bin after mother bin down till I filled up the space. I forget how many it was, but it was quite a bit. Then you got your warehouse here. Once again, Riverbend warehouse, no modifications, just plop down. Just a place for you to buy any pallets or be able to sell any palleted goods on the map. Yeah, Swamp Rat, I was thinking about that too. I may have to implement that one. Then right here you got the old Ducky's gas station. Because you know, the other one was taken and they won't let us have it. Not unless it's PC only. Not unless it's PC only. Because it's not a licensed brand, unfortunately. And then there's certain... Yes, go ahead.
Do you have to name it Duckies, or can you name it whatever you want?
Well, I mean, if you're any good at making textures and replacing this, go for it. You can put whatever you want. Just make sure it's not a brand, an actual brand out there. And
okay.
You got to be careful too. Giants, even if you do put a different brand on it, Giants may make you remove it. So just
gotcha.
You just have to be careful with that.
Okay.
And Swamp Rat says, I think it will work perfect for a farm like what Donkey usually runs. It's small enough, right? And right here, so you got the large farmer's kiosk. Since this is a extremely rural area out here, there's literally only houses along this strip, as well as at select farms throughout. So I figured this kiosk would work much better than like a large farmer's market. So that's also the reason why there's the co-op over there, so you could sell all of your bells and other things there as well. This just kind of gives another generalized selling point for various crops, especially the things that come from like your greenhouses or like your grapes and olives can be sold here as well. All right, Fruity, not a problem. I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out. And then we go over here. So this is one of the, is it 5 pre-built farms I have on here? Give me a minute, I gotta look at my map. Okay, so you got your starter farm, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 fully pre-built farms. John Granger, what's going on? It says, good evening, ISG. How are you doing today, sir? All right, so on this particular farm here, so this one, it has a horse stable. Start you out with 3, holds 13. Did modify this one to produce manure, so that's why there's a manure heap here with it. Because let's face it, horses do produce manure. I don't know why this thing did not, where some of the other ones would. I'd say you also get the garage here, the little barn right there. This is the house for the property. Still working on some of the deco around it. Trying to figure out exactly which pieces of vegetation I want to put along there. What's alongside the sidewalk going up, that is pretty much finished there. It's just in front of the house to the sides and all that is what else I got to finish up, along with the corners by the fence. Maybe put a small tree over here in the yard or something. And then
That'll look good.
Icus's garage, a little tool shed right there. And then across the street, which is all still part of that same property, you have a bell and pallet storage. Increase this from 250 to 1,000 and remove the collision so you can actually use it for vehicles if you wish to. Awesome. Glad to hear that you're doing okay. Doing great over here myself. Just showing off this map, trying to get this thing ready to submit to Giants in the next few weeks. Assuming that everything goes well on that end, which we know how Giants is. And we also know how testing is. And I wish Giants would quit breaking their editor and throwing extra files into the mods when you compile them now. And also, for some reason, Jake, I don't know if you are working on a map or not, but here's a heads up. If you open your mod like you're working on it instead of just opening the i3D, and you open up the map toolkit and you go to validate your placeables, it will make your map a required mod, a dependency. You will have to go and remove that. So just a heads up, make sure that you pay attention to that. That's only with the most recent update that it does that for some reason. And let me tell you, it has pissed me off more than once. And Rel Fanning Jonah, what's going on? Says, what's up, ISG? Not a lot, just showing off the map here. Doing a little bit of testing in the process. So another thing you get on that one farm, you do have this cow pasture. Holds 373. This has been modified to produce manure, slurry, and milk. So your bell trigger has also been extended way out in the front. So you no longer have to jam bells up inside this thing. So you can now drop them anywhere in this area out front here. No, they finally fixed it, but now they broke it again. But this time they combined the map toolkit, or the placeable toolkit, with a bunch of other stuff. And let me tell you, I got some choice words for Giants regarding that. And none of it's good. So that farm does not include this large grass field right here. So this would have to be purchased separately. And it is 26.5 acres of grass. Have fun. And round bells only, please. And send me your pics of how many block traffic, because I got to see that. And we're going to take this little path through the woods right here, which is going to loop you around the largest field on the map, which is this one here at 73 acres in size. We're going to take this turn and we're going to head south. And this is another pre-built farm. This one is going to be, this one's designed more for dairy cattle than beef. So you're not going to find a manure heap over here because if you provide straw to dairy cows, it does hurt their milk production. So I did not include a manure heap. This one does come pre-stocked with some dairy cows already. This silo has been converted to a multi-fruit, and capacity has been increased to 1.5 million. You'll find a lot of ICUS's simple shed pack on this property as well. And if you are into college football and live in the state of Pennsylvania, you'll be glad to know that these are all colored Penn State colors. And this is the cow barn here, and it will hold, you ready for this value? 648 cows. I have tested the food supply and everything, and you will be good for at least a month and a half if you fill it up with food and have it full of adult cows. Jonah over there wasting no time gambling his monies away.
No. Oh, another question. Would you like me to share people's links?
If you would, please. That would be absolutely fantastic.
So some people don't like that, so I always just ask.
Look, I'm all for supporting other streamers.
You would think, right?
Yeah, you would think, but we know how others are, it's all about themselves. Yeah. Nah, I don't play that game. And Prudy asks, how many maps have I made? This is my third map. My first one was Riverbend, the Aftermath, and my other one that I have out is Forest Hills. Right, so this is the house that you get on the property. You're going to notice every house on the map is an enterable house by ICUS. He told me that I had permission to use all of his mods on this map, so I said, bet. I didn't use all of them, but I sure used a bunch. Let's see here.
That one's cute.
Jonah says, does anyone else think it would be cool if Giants added crop dusters to the game? Sir, you give me a crop duster and shenanigans aplenty. Let's go. I will literally bust out my flight stick or my flight setup, hook that up, and I will go to town on it. Do not tempt me with a good time. All right, we're going to take this 2-track that runs across the southern edge of the map. You can see it crosses a few fields, and if you do buy this field, please let me know what horsepower tractor and implement you're using to pull up that hill, because I need to know what it takes to get up there, especially for like a cultivator or a plow. Yeah, Jonah, I've actually been tempted to do some flight simulator streams with full realism turned on at some point. I'm just not sure how much of a following there would be for one of those. I mean, if you guys would want me to hit that up one day, please let me know. because I will literally hook up all of my stuff. All right, so this is another pre-built farm right here. You have Icus's newest house sitting right here. And yes, I did paint this thing black.
Oh, I like it.
And if you're also just an NFL fan and live in Pennsylvania, you might recognize these shades of colors that are on here. See if anybody in chat can figure this out.
Sorry, I'm laughing about earlier. I recognize that color.
All right, I might do that this weekend. Bust all that stuff out, get it all hooked up.
Oh, I want to watch.
Jake says, disgusting team, go Birds. Eagles fan, love it. You know, with that said, I still got other buildings that I can alter the colors of. I might throw an Eagles farm out here somewhere. I'm just not sure which one I would be able to do it with and make it look good.
Can you do a blue and silver?
I mean, probably.
That would be cool.
All right, so on this one, you do get a few more of Icus's buildings. And then I did modify this chicken barn, where this one also produces slurry as well as the manure. And look in the bottom corner of my screen at how many chickens that thing holds.
Go Eagles.
And Country knew exactly what you meant by blue and silver. He busts out with them boys. And Jake says, no, Cowgirls colors. You know, I'm with you on that, Jake, because I got to go with the Saints. Look, don't you bring that negativity up in here.
There's people that want blue and silver, so hush.
I'll tell you what, if I ever do a Texas map, then we'll talk. But my next map is going to be northern Louisiana, and there's going to be something Saints colored in there. I'm just not going to reveal what or where it's going to be.
If anybody's going to do a Texas map, I would definitely rather you do it.
Country, don't give me ideas for that Texas map. He said either blue or silver or burnt orange and white. I know what he meant. I know what he's talking about there. He's got to sport them Longhorns. I know.
Well, of course. You gotta support the Longhorns.
Swamp Rat, who dat all the way. I love how people are all divided over football teams. It is absolutely fantastic. People are all divided over football teams. It is. I don't know what you were doing, but I just heard myself. Didn't ask for it.
Sorry. You'll see why you hurt yourself.
And if I heard myself, I know everybody else did too.
Sorry.
Swamp Rat, anybody would rather the Longhorns over the Aggies. Now, Jonah, did you watch that game or did you attend that game? That's the question. Because I watched that game as well. However, I was not able to attend that game. I was mad. All right, so right here we have the large cow farm. This one has a cow pasture as well as a large cow barn. The pasture, which is right here, is the same one that you're going to find over there on Farmland 1. Except this one is a little bit smaller, holds 340 cows. Where the barn holds a whopping 990. Now, you could do any mixture you want over here, dairy, beef, it does not matter. They all produce milk, slurry, manure with the heap. I do have a heap attached to this one here, the big one, but I do not have a heap attached to this one here. I kind of wanted to leave that up to the player as to where they wanted to place it, as opposed to be just forcing one down on them with already having one on the in this area. You have the small garage right here, a little 3-bay garage. And over here you have machine hall. Very large one. It allows you to store tons of vehicles in here. Then you have your lime and fertilizer tanks right there, as well as I believe you could put seed in one of those. I don't remember. I want to say yes on that. Icus's little pallet storage building here, which also has no collision, so it can be used for vehicle storage. It holds 250, and why is the info trigger not working on it? But okay. He may not have had one. I don't know. And then this one does come with a flat bottom silo, so you will need augers for this. This is a modified flat bottom. It is not multi-fruit, but each one of the silos does have the inputs at the top as well as the output at the base. So you can kind of set up your augers how you need it. Did have to kind of slide them back a little bit because originally there was not enough room to get this set up. And I did increase the capacity of all these. It is 5 million liters. And if you do sell this, you would sell as a bundle. And this is another mod on the map that will be coming as a standalone in the future. And then right here's your manure and slurry tanks. And then you have these 3 large bunker silos. All bunker silos that are placed on the map currently are able to accept alfalfa and clover, as well as all other grass products and hay, and they will convert to just standard silage. However, if you wanted to do the fermented alfalfa or fermented clover, if you go into your silos and scroll down, I do have standalone versions that will only accept those crops. So this one would only do alfalfa. This would only do clover. Now, when you empty your product in, it's going to look like it's chaff. I did that because the fill height for the clover and the alfalfa did not match the quantity that you dumped in, whereas the chaff did. And when it converts, then it actually matches and it works out right the way it should. Then right behind there, you do have your BGA. Pay attention to these signs. They are absolutely necessary for AI workers that you send into here. They will only enter through this gate, and they will only exit through this gate over here. The reason being is the way the splines are set up. They will come in, then they will either go left or right. If they go right, they're going to circle around, hit this trigger, continue around to hit that trigger, and then they'll come back. But with this gate open, they're not going to be able to make that turn to get out of there. So I sent them back around to loop back around this way to get out. Swamp Rat, that collision should be gone. Let's hit that F5. Yes, sir. I see no random collision at that gate. In case you're wondering what he's referring to, these gates were originally just a 6-meter gate. I had to widen them to make them a 9-meter, just to give a little bit more ease for AI to get in and out of here without, AI being AI. So, and when I did that, well, the collision node, you would think would have been like one of these posts, or these posts would have been like, had their collisions attached to the, another portion of it. No, there was a separate collision node that was strictly the 2 posts at the edges. Well, when I expanded the rest of the gate, I forgot to expand the collision for this. So it left their collision node like right here. So it made it rather interesting. And TGG just abandoned me. How dare she? All right, guys, give me just a minute. I will be right back. So talk amongst yourselves.
How is everyone tonight? Happy Tuesday. How is everyone tonight? Happy Tuesday. And go Cowboys. I hope y'all like his new map. It's awesome. Let's see if I get arrested again, Swamp Rat.
You over there testing to see if the neighbors are going to spoil your plans? I mean, I'm 100% down for it.
You like the Saints and the Eagles? Sorry, I was trying to keep them company while you were gone.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, by the way, I'm back. In case you weren't aware.
Right.
What did he say? You finally get a turn to talk. I mean, well, I am doing a little tour, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of talking on my end.
Exactly.
All right. So, give you guys a little overview of this area. So, you have that little gravel road that runs over to the BGA. Then you have multiple entrances into that farm. You have one on that little side road, one coming from the BGA, as well as right here. So, and we're going to go back out here to the main road real quick. Actually, we're going to do this first, and then we'll loop back. To make a little more sense to do it this way instead of flying all the way back across the map. So, taking this road here, and got a little driveway right here. Come up here, and you will find the Chip and Wood Sawmill by Farmer Donkey. This is another required mod for the map, so this will be your sawmill location. Tucked away right here, a little bit in the woods. I have tested this to make sure that you can drive around it with a loaded semi hauling logs, and yes, it is very possible to pull in from one end and be able to make the turns and get all the way around and still be able to unload your logs. So, yay, go me. I'll take that. You have constructible farmhouse right here, which is purchased with this plot of land with the field. And I'm going to tell you now, if you plant grass on this, your bells will be anywhere but up top. They will be down here on the road blocking traffic or something. DGG, who said you could have 57,000 tokens? What are you doing over there?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's fair.
It works for me.
You know what? I'm going all in.
Nice. Swamp Rat.
Well, you know, I had tokens. Come on, how do I lose all of my tokens on both Twitch and YouTube? How is that possible? I just had to roll a 25 or higher to keep my tokens. What the heck?
Oh, Sawyer, you lost. I'm scared. I don't want to lose. Everybody's losing. What's going on?
You know what? It's my stream. I can add more money to myself if I want to.
Right?
All right, so right here we have a gas station. And to show you guys where you are on the map. You can see me kind of spinning around over on the eastern edge in the center of the map there.
Sawyer.
This is if you come out of the starting farm and you just go south, you'll run into this intersection right here. All right, so now we're going to go back up this way. Sawyer says he lost his, joined the 0 points gang, right? That's like the story of my life in everybody's stream that has these mini games. I can never keep points. It don't matter what I do. I am destined to be at 0. And as you can see, even in my own stream, I am not immune. You know, Swamp Rat, I'm not even sure.
Let's get it working.
Need somebody to test out Duel. It's exclamation point DUEL and the player name. Somebody's name.
Yes, I won. Okay, I'll do it. I'll duel you.
Don't duel me. I don't have any money. Duel Swamp Rat.
Nice. That's who I was gonna duel. So you do
Okay.
exclamation point duel.
Yep. DUEL.
Okay, and then do you have to space it?
Yes. Then you hit space and type in their name. Let's watch for a minute. Let's see how this unfolds. There we go. Aha! I do have it turned on. Now, you are supposed to put in a value, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad. I failed to mention that. That's on me.
It's okay. So exclamation point duel, and then who you want to duel and how much?
Yep. And then once you do that, then they just have to exclamation point accept. And since you didn't put in a value, it works out fine. So there's no money at stake here. This is just for, shits and giggles.
Now we gotta do it. Okay.
Let's see. Come on. Why does it take so long? Come on. Get your stuff together. So you're going to hit exclamation point top. Come on, man. You're going to spam my chat. There it goes. I still wonder how Cormac held on to 100,000 points. Oh, that's right. He got lucky on a few things. Okay, so right here we do have a pig barn. This thing holds 1,477 pigs. It has a built-in manure heap with a capacity of 1 million, and as well as 375,000 liters of slurry built in. And this is where your manure and slurry triggers are. Just to show you guys how much space where your actual trigger points are located. So you do have plenty of room to be able to back a trailer in here to get them loaded up. Or maybe bring yourself a loader bucket or whatever and load it up that way. And as we continue down this 2-track, got another constructible house right here on the little pond or very small lake, however you want to word it. Depending on where you live and what they call it. Different places call them different things. You got another shed of icuses, which this one I'm going to lighten up the red color. I kind of got a little too dark of a red, but I am going to lighten it up just a little bit. It just looks a little bit out of place when you compare it to the actual color of the barn there. Like when I shine my light on it, you can really see the difference. So just going to try to match that color of the barn as close as I can. So then right here you do have the cow barn. This one is for beef cows only. You got your manure heap, your slurry trigger. And another thing, every pasture that is on this map does have a gate so you can go in and kind of, if you wanted to mow it or clean it up a little bit, there are some destructible rocks located in some of the pastures, as well as the destructible rock missions. Some of those will show up in the cow pastures if the land is not owned. And you do not have to own the land to be able to open the gates. Also on this particular property, there is a large sheep barn, also capable of producing manure and slurry. Holds 1,163 sheep. And your triggers are located right there. But we're not done with this property yet. You also have, look, another ICUS building. Who would have thunk it? And this property is pretty much done. I don't have too much more I could do to this, except maybe just some like decorations in the yard or something like that. But as far as landscaping goes, this one is complete. I'm not going to do anything like bushes or anything. Look, I could put a very, very small field on here and put sunflowers on it. Or any other crop.
That would be cool.
Maybe put like a few little home gardens in the backyards of some of these houses. It's absolutely something that I could do.
I don't think you can give points, Sawyer.
No, unfortunately, I don't know why there's a command for that, but it does not work. I don't know if it's one that I have to do, but it's kind of hard for me to give points when I don't have any points.
Ew.
Hey, Jonah, calm down. So right here are two of the additional production points on the map. We have your dairy as well as your bakery right here. Then continuing on this road going north. For those that are in Louisiana, here's your LSU themed property because, you know, got to support my home state. So that's just how I roll. You got a trailer house and a little 2-car garage. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call that a little 2-car garage. That's more like a 3-car garage. Just somebody decided to put a barrier in between the doors. And across the street, we have the third constructible house. The reason I put the constructible houses on here was to keep with being able to have access to interiors on houses. I did not want to use any house that you could not go into. All points on the map are completely purchasable. So when you buy the map, you buy the map. If I go up here and I go to farmland, there we go. As you can see, when you purchase the map, you literally purchase the entire map. You own everything. Who kicked her out again? Then right next door, we have another house of Icus. Now this one, I really don't want to do this, but I might. If I do, I will make this sellable with the house. Well, I can't make it so. I'll have to make it sellable with some piece of deco or something like a light or something. Tempted to make turn this into like an actual like a road and rotate these bricks 90 degrees, because this one it kind of works with the way they're running. But a couple of the other houses that I'm going to show you, you'll realize that it absolutely does not work. And that's the reason why I'm probably going to be changing some of these ground textures. So, an example. Well, this one right here, this has like a herringbone style to it, which if I do anything here, I may swap out these brick areas here with a different texture, or maybe do like some stones or something, as opposed to having those, just to kind of break this up a little bit, just give a little bit of a difference. Because for one, where you look where they blend together, it's absolutely atrocious, and I don't want that. So it's just something I'm kind of pondering doing before this is all said and done. So, and then this one here is absolutely getting a different texture for its driveway. That's more of a sidewalk than a driveway, and yeah, I just put it down as a placeholder so I knew where to paint my grass and everything. This one will absolutely stay exactly as is. May put some bushes or something around the corner right here, maybe throw a few pieces of deco that would show up on the ledge here that can actually be sold separate from the house. I will make it to where you'll be able to clear the properties on the houses with the exception of the power poles. But I tried to make sure I put those far enough away to where that if you guys wanted to turn these into fields by selling the houses and clearing the trees, you'd be able to do so and this not impede on you by being like in the middle out there somewhere. So I tried to kind of leave all this out here by the road as much as possible. And this is the final house on the map right here. And across the street, you do have your spinnery and your grain mill. And that is it. We got some birds up here that I'm, for some reason, am flying faster than they're flying. I don't know if that's right, but we'll roll with it. Take another look over at chat, see what's been going on. DGG says, dual ain't working again. And Jonah says, who you going to call? Crop dusters? Oh, Lord. Sir. As far as field shapes and sizes go, these fields range from a wide variety of sizes. Largest being 73 acres. And I want to say the smallest is probably this one over in the corner over here. Let's see. At like 2.5 acres. Let me see what the ones at the starting farm are. I want to say they're probably equal to that or just a hair bigger. Okay, 2.37 and 2.9. Okay, yeah, so this is the smallest field on the map right here. Everything else is going to be pretty decent sized fields. Definitely enough to keep you busy. And if it's not just because of the field size that's keeping you busy, it's the slopes of the terrain. So what do you guys think of everything so far that I've shown you? So I do have one more thing to test before we roll up out of here this evening. And that is I need to get me a cedar. Oh wait, I have one at the starting farm. Imagine that. So let's head back over there. I want to grab that and we're going to bring it on down there to that field where I got all those tractors at. So I'll plop this thing right here. And let me go grab that cultivator out of the barn. Dog, I need my foot again. All right. All right, so another thing, this map does have some custom textures for like when you plow or when you cultivate. However, it is this cultivation texture is not one of them that's been modified. But for if you have a deep cultivator, you would see the difference. I also have the multi-terrain angle in here, so you do have 32 terrain angles, which will kind of help out with doing any type of a row crop on the map. So like if I were to just take like an easy turn like this right here, you're going to see that the marks left by the cultivator are going to pretty much follow me, as you can see right there. There is some limitations to that, as they are snapped to specific angles, which we know how that is. And TGG, you're absolutely welcome for the assistance today. But let's show off the different the ground textures that we have. We're going to clear all this stuff off of here. So we're going to switch this to cultivated. And I'm going to hit confirm on that. Whoops, got to remove foliage. So do that again. There we go. So as you can see, we do have an upgraded cultivation texture, as well as a different plowed texture. And then if you were to come through with lime on this, which, whoops, let me get that back. I'm on the wrong one, hold on. There we go. All right, so fertilizer, I haven't upgraded that one yet, but I do plan to see if I can do something about that and get a different fertilizer texture on the ground. Right, Swamp Rat? It is very clumpy, without a doubt. And then this is your lime texture. So the lime on the map is not that white lime that you would see on all the base game maps. This one has more of a tannish colored lime. And then your manure texture on the fields looks like this. And this one is just absolutely ridiculous for the slurry texture. I'm going to put this back on the cultivated. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get a closer look at this. It literally, it looks like something you absolutely do not want to walk in, and I'm okay with that. Jonah says he has an 11-hour drive tomorrow going to visit family in Mississippi. Oh, you poor, poor soul. Says by the end of the trip, he'll be as insane as me. Yeah, good luck, sir. Good luck. Alright, so we're going to drop this off and we're going to pick up that cedar and we're going to plant a few different crops. Nice, we're going to start with the wheat, which let me turn off seasonal growth here. I'm just going to do just a simple loop around with it. Then we'll switch to barley. This is to show you guys how that new crop works that I've implemented. We have oat. Then the fourth one of those new crops is going to be canola. Now, all four of those have new textures to them. And canola is going to throw you guys for a loop when it's time to harvest. Because normally you're used to canola being brown when it's harvest time. That is not going to be the case. So, now that I got those all planted, and Swamp Rat says his favorite is the canola. All right, so we're going to go down here to... And we're just going to hit this advanced growth 1 month. And, well, we got some weeds, but that's okay. I can, well, getting rid of those is going to be a pain without grabbing a weeder. But you can kind of see there's a little bit of a row crop system working with this. It's not the best, but it's better than absolutely nothing at all. I mean, some of them do a better job than others. But all in all, it is in place. And this is just the first growth stage of each one of these. So we're going to advance it again. You know, Swamp Rat, that's a good idea. But the problem is, if you turn weeds off, the weeds that are already present, they don't go away. I mean, I could have just kind of drove over it with the tractor to kill them, but... And as you can see, like I said, some of them have a much better row crop than others. I am going to try and still tweak this a little bit more and see what I can get out of it without losing any performance. Especially on this one here, the oat. That one's the one that I need to do the most tweaking to try to clean it up a little bit more. The others are working fantastic. This one is the only one that's kind of leaving me a little not exactly where I want to be with liking of it. Because when you get up to it, you can see it looks a little thinned out. So I'm probably going to try to play with the numbers a little bit, see if there's anything I can manage there. I don't know if it's possible, but I am willing to give it a shot. You can see your spring barley is growing. That one looks really good in the young growth stages, as does your wheat. And then you got your canola over here. Go another month of growth. You can see now your oat is ready to harvest. Which, unfortunately, since I just turned the seasonal off, that oat's going to be dead, or it's not going to be dead unless it actually advances it like that. All right, so see, wheat is getting close to being ready to harvest, starting to show those signs. Barley is as well. Let me know if I need to increase the height of any of these. Anybody that does any actual farming in real life and knows how tall some of these should be. I'm kind of running off the heights that were in the prefab for it, so I'm not 100% certain as to how accurate they are or anything. But please let me know. I would be more than happy to make any adjustments that would actually make sense in real life to how this should look. So just to give you guys an idea of the height right now. And this is the stage before the wheat will be ready for harvest. Same thing with the barley. Well, this one's got another 2 growth stages to go. Canola, I think, has 2 more to go as well. But yeah, you can kind of look at this one. You can see how I bunched more of them together compared to what I did with the oat. And that's kind of what I'm wanting to try to do with the oat, is get more of them bunched together like that. I got something going on with my barley. I need to realign something here. All right, see, that's why I'm testing. Swamp Rat, keep your mouth shut. I don't want to hear it. I know you got something to say. So this is your ready to harvest canola. If you wait for it to turn brown, it's dead. So you will be harvesting canola while it is green. So let me take a look at that barley real quick. Let me see, where did I go wrong? Ah, I see where I went wrong. Okay. Easy fix. I got them misordered in the XML. But this is the harvest ready stage for the barley. Even though I goofed up and put something where it shouldn't have been, I can fix it. And I will fix it. In fact, I will fix it and upload a new file to my testers tonight. Now let me make sure I didn't mess up the winter version of that. So let's see, did harvested, okay, so. Okay, so my winter version is right. Which, if you notice, they look identical. It's just the winter versions will have a higher yield than the summer wheat and the spring barley or summer barley, or whichever one I have labeled in here. So if you're looking for the higher yield, plant it in the fall, harvest it in the spring or the beginning of summer. Alright guys, so please let me know your thoughts on the map. Let me know what you think. Let me know of any additions you would like to possibly see, if it's something I could work in. Keep in mind I am very limited on space. Any additional buildings and things like that do require significant terrain adjustments for me to add anything in. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it is something that I would have to plan and figure out an area that it would actually make sense. I did limit the productions on the map. That wasn't intentional, as I was trying to mimic more of what would be grown in the area more so than anything else, and that's kind of why I put what I put in there. Oh, that one that had that outrageous shaft field yesterday, I fixed that. that is no longer an issue. Because yeah, that was absolutely absurd. So let me, you know what, let's double check that real quick before I sign out of here. So let me carry my butt over here to the shop. And let's get us a forage harvester. Swampert, I'm glad you brought that up because I did make some adjustments, but all I checked it for was the grass height on it. I didn't check for what it does in a forage harvester. I can't drive today. It was the Vetri, correct? And it was at the harvest ready stage that it just got absolutely absurd. Same one. All right, so here we go. Still a little bit on the high side. I still need to do some more tweaking on it, but it is not, yeah, it's not quite as bad as it was, but it's still, you go fill a trailer quickly if I don't do something with this. How was it running for me? How's that for FPS? And Vetri is one of the crops that was causing the largest FPS drops. Now, keep in mind, I do have a very powerful computer. Yeah, Swamp Rat, looks like I need to adjust this a little bit more because I'm not even going to make it to the other side of this field. And we are full. Yeah, Tone, this is going to get changed. This is, I'm still trying to get some of the yields correct. This one is the one that is the absolute worst. Drew, what's up? He said it should name Central PA map Happy Valley after Penn State area. Well, you see, I'm not going to do that, but I did kind of give a little, you know, a little recognition to Penn State. Let me show you this farm over here real quick. And I want to thank you and Tone for stopping in. Appreciate that. So, how's that for a little recognition towards Penn State? Tone, it's going to have some of the same features from Forest Hills. Not every single one, but it will have some of the same. And it's going to have some additional features as well. show you guys your crop calendar. Let me turn off seasonal growth real quick, or turn it back on. Okay. Now this may get modified a little bit. I got a buddy that lives in the area that I'm going to talk with and kind of get a better handle on what the growing seasons are in that area, so I can kind of match that as close as possible. So, but this is kind of what you're looking at. Nothing will be able to be planted in December, just because of the simple fact of how cold it's going to get in the winter, because this map is going to build up a lot of snow just like Forest Hills does. May change some to be able to be planted in November, just depending on what the crop is and if it's going to make sense to have it to be planted in that time frame. Swamp Rat out there running those heists by himself. Or if somebody joined, I didn't see anybody else join. But no, there's still a lot of red barns on the map. As you can see, I got this here. We come up over this way. We got this whole farm over here is mostly got red buildings on it. And then let's see. Your starting farm does have a massive red barn. Yeah, you know, that's another thing. Let me go ahead and show you guys the sunrises and sunsets. I took the Forest Hill sunrise and sunsets and I did some tweaking on them. In fact, I think I've got them looking a little bit better for this map. So don't be surprised if when I do my update to Forest Hills in the next few weeks, that I do update the sunrise and sunset just a little bit on it. As far as the other color options on the map, I'm not going to touch that because that was done with a purpose. So let's go to set time. We don't want all those clouds and rain destroying our sunsets. All right, so now this one does have a little bit brighter nights than Forest Hills, but it's not a lot brighter. You're still going to need lights to be able to see to get around and accomplish anything. Now this is running at 120 times speed, so this will be much slower as if you're actually playing the game at a regular speed. But as the sun does go down before the moon comes up, it gets absolutely pitch black. Just to give you guys an idea, that's how dark it gets on the map. Now you can see a little glow out there in the distance as the moon starts to rise. And you can see it's kind of brightened up a little bit, but you can still see all the stars in the sky. It's still very dark, but it's not as dark as Forest Hills. You can see to make your way around. It's like you have a pretty decent amount of moonlight, but it's not like overpowering like on Giants' base game maps where you can just, you can work all day, all night and never need headlights. Yeah, this one, you're still going to need some headlights to see what you're doing. One thing that I did do is I did kind of do a lot of balancing, especially for when lights are on and things like that, so it doesn't just be just overpoweringly bright. So like right here where I have all these floodlights, you can come over here and you're just not blinded by what's on the ground, by the terrain and everything with the light shining on them. Now keep in mind, you add a few of those tractors in here, some of them will absolutely blind you. So keep that in mind, but I did try to get a good balance where the light looks more natural. And I still have a few settings that I need to make, especially in the daytime. I need to do a little bit of tweaking on that. So, because when it switches from day to night, there is a little bit of you can kind of see a little shift in the brightness, and I want to kind of get that balanced out a little bit more. So that way it's just like it's a uniform fading from one to the other. But with the way Giants' system is, sometimes it's a little bit hard for that exact time frame for where it switches from day to night coloring. And Jay Meister, what's going on, sir? How are you doing today? Saw you over in TGG's stream earlier. All right, so we're going to get back in that same position, and we're going to fast forward time and get to a nice sunrise. See how the lights are on this house? See how that just looks a lot more natural than some of the lighting that you would find on, like, especially on like the base game maps and things. All right, so let's fast forward this time. You know, I wish I could get that frame rate when I was looking straight ahead instead of, you know, looking up at the sky where there's nothing there. We all know 160 FPS would be absolutely fantastic. Now, I have done a lot of tweaking on the crops to help maintain FPS drops from happening, because we all know that an unoptimized map is not a fun map. So I try to limit the lowest FPS I really wanted to see was about 60 on my computer. Because I know if I'm running at 60, somebody else is running at 30. And I don't want it to go anything below that ever. Yeah, I knew people were going to see it like that when I named it Forest Hills, but it's actually, I designed that map to be a good balance between the forestry aspect of the game and the arable farming. This one, there is a forestry aspect to it, but it's not the forestry aspect that you would be used to, because this one, there's going to be a lot of, if you're going to do it, you're going to be needing wood chippers and things like that for a lot of the trees that are on the map, because a lot of them are not supported by the large forestry equipment. Oh, we're going to get rid of them clouds. Go away. All right, so here we are back in that real dark period where there's no light in the sky, so the game does take that into account. Yeah, you saw that little light flash there. That was where it was switching from the nighttime to the daytime coloring. Which I kind of wish it didn't do that, but it's really hard to get that balance done to prevent that from happening. Yeah, so this map, if you were to go and like cut up the trees into a bunch of different size logs and stuff, a yarder would come in handy on some of the slopes for being able to get all of that stuff brought down to a place where you can collect it. What's up, Casually? How's it going there, sir? Welcome in. So another thing I did with this one is I kind of did a little bit better balancing of when switches from that early morning sunrise to the where you get that more bluish coloring in the sky. You're going to see that happening right now. It's not just like this all of a sudden switch. And it also happens a little bit earlier than it does on Forest Hills. Forest Hills, I feel like I actually held on to that orangish color a little bit too long. Where this one, I went ahead and switched it a little bit sooner. Now, you do see a lot of fog on the map. Just recently tweaked all of that. So about 10 o'clock in the morning, all of the fog on the map does actually burn off, even in the lowest of valleys. Because nothing worse than driving down a road and having to stare at this. Although I will tell you, there is one area of the map that in the mornings is you're going to want to take it easy. So if you leave out of the starter farm right here and you want to drive down this road, you can already see what's going to happen. You come down this road, you make this little turn right here, you're just going to get blasted with sunlight. Tried to keep as much tree covering over the road that I could to help with that. Also, you see how dark it is here compared to the rest of the map? The reason being is the sunlight does actually get blocked by like trees and terrain. So there are going to be some areas of the map that even as you're approaching noon are still going to be fairly dark. So one example was going to be down this 2-track on the southern edge of the map. So as you go down here, you hit some of the lowest points on the map. And this area down here, this will stay dark for a while. In comparison to the rest of the map, especially like, see that up ahead? Keep in mind, we are currently at 7:25 in the morning. Now, I do not know what causes that little bluish green haze, but I like it, and I'm keeping it. I'm not even going to try to fix it. But as I slowly advance the time a little bit, I'm not even going to slowly, I'm just going to advance it. But you can kind of see the sun rays as they're just now at 8 o'clock starting to pierce into this area. And if you were looking for an area of the map for some good screenshots at various times of day, come on down here. Yeah, so anybody notice that when I switched that one field to Vetri, it said to hell with the rest of the map, it's all Vetri now? I have no idea what caused it, but you know what? It's only it happens in testing, so the heck with it. I mean, look, it even switched over here at the starter farm. I mean, I don't think I had it set for all fields when I did that. Unless I was far enough in between a field or something and may have done it. I don't know. Is there even an option for all fields? Oh, yeah, there is one. Okay. So, yeah, I may have been in between the fields and not completely on the field, and that's why I did that. Okay. Yeah, Tone, yeah, as I just stated. So, like, if I hit it right here, and it shows the field number. But I think if I go, like, over here where there's not a field, and I try to hit it, let's see what it does. 'Does. 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 ' TGG, you know my 8 ball's going to screw me on that answer, right? Have you seen the remarks I have that thing stating? As it stated, you're asking the wrong 8 ball. Still farmer donkeys and try again. So yeah, definitely, guys. Let me know what you guys think of it. You guys can hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, yeah, by commenting on this post, or you can go into Discord and find me on there. All of it under InsaneSimGuy. Let me know what you think. I do have a link to my actual Discord server in the description down there, as well as my Facebook. And a link to my Twitch and YouTube should also be in there. I may not have put it on the Twitch side, but there is a link on my page for that. So make sure you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think. Let me know any comments, suggestions, maybe even some minor improvements you'd like to see. Just anything. I'm always open to suggestions. Swamp Rat, that thing needs to quit giving you that answer when you're asking for money. So casually, there is a row crop system in place on the maps. It's not like the high-end row crop system, but there is a row crop system on here. So let me just switch this one. So for like your, let's go to, we'll just use this one as an example. So this is canola. Canola will now be planted in rows, as you can see here, as will barley, oat, wheat. That will all be planted in rows. There are 32 row angles on the map, or ground angles, I should say. And we'll show this off one more time. So we're going to go to the cultivated, foliage, and confirm. Okay, so there's also new textures for cultivated as well as for plowed. So this is the cultivated texture on the map now. And then the plowed texture looks like this one. And then I have upgraded lime texture. We'll go back to the plowed for that one because it's easier to see. So the lime texture is going to be like the tannish colored lime that you see, as opposed to that bright white that Giants uses. And when you get down to ground level, why you got to save? I didn't ask for you to save. When you get down to ground level, you can see it's just a bunch of little specks on the ground. And then manure texture has been upgraded as well. We'll go back to the cultivated because it's easier to see it. So when you spread manure on your fields, this is what it would look like. And then for the slurry, you end up with this. And I did do a little test on a field over here earlier with the row crop on some of those new crops. So I do have the rotation set for whenever they're being planted and everything. So they do follow the direction of that the seeder is going. So they will rotate with it, which is what gives that row crop effect. Now, not every crop does support the row crop, but several of them do. Like anything with a planter, I know potatoes will support it. Now, red beet, carrots, and parsnip, unfortunately, there is no way to get those to support. I have tried. It just does not work, and it completely ignores it. But pretty much everything else I can get to work with it. things like grass textures, the vetch rye, the green rye, all of those are not going to be supported at all with it. But most everything else will be. And it does not require an additional mod to use. It is all built into the way the XMLs are for the crops. All right, guys, this is a pretty good stopping point. I did find a few things that I do need to tweak up and clean up on it. Let's see, Casually says, you think you could do something like plant winter wheat and soybeans into the harvestable wheat, like a double crop? I probably could, but I don't know that the game would actually support that for being where you'd be able to harvest each one separately. But I know what you're talking about. It's like where you'll have one row of wheat mix, and one row of soybeans will be kind of alternating pretty much. And it's to where that when you harvest one, then the other would still be growing, and then you would come back and harvest it. But unfortunately, the way Giants works, it's either all or nothing with the seeders and planters. You can't like plant multiple crops with them. I don't think. I haven't delved into how the vehicle aspects work, like for the implements and things of that nature. So yeah, it's going to be something that I don't know if the mechanics are there to be able to pull that off. I would love to see something like that because I know it's done all over the damn place. And Tone says, can't wait. Thanks for making great North American maps. You're absolutely welcome. And for those of you that weren't here earlier, I do have another map that's in the pre-planning stages for when I do get this one completed and Giants gives me the green light to say this thing is good. As well as after I get a major update done on Forest Hills, I do plan to start a Northern Louisiana map. I'm kind of just trying to hash out exactly which area I want it to represent. Also, it's another point I do plan to revisit Riverbend, the Aftermath, possibly add in additional crops, maybe add a whole extra map to it, one that's kind of, partially restored. And also add in the ground angles and other things to it that I could. So that is something I've been tossing around. It would be a major project. It's not something that's just going to be, oh, look, let me throw together an update and slap it out there. No, there's a lot of planning that goes into it because I have to make sure everything is working right. And especially if I decide to design another map alongside the one that's already there. So what do you guys think of that? Swamp Rat, you over there gambling all your tokens again. See how many I got left. See what it does for me. I love this. I can type and it does both Twitch and YouTube, so I get to see things twice. And TGG says she loves that idea, so absolutely something. Like I said, I've been considering. I do have some things in the work. There's a lot of different placeables on this map that I will be bringing over as standalone after the map is released. Now, I have submitted one of them already to Giants, and that is the pig barn. But that also has a built-in manure heap. I have submitted that one over to them. With an increased capacities on everything across the board, including animals. It starts out at 825 pigs minimum. So, kind of interested to see what they have to say on that. The co-op right here will also be coming as a standalone once I hash out a few details to it to make this thing where I can actually place it on the ground and not have it either digging a deep ass hole or having to raise a huge chunk of land and leave you with sharp edges to have to come back and smooth out. So once again, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's been a pleasure. Please make sure you guys smash that like, hit subscribe. If you're over on Twitch side, make sure you guys follow me. Links to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Discord, all of that could either be found in the description or on my page. Make sure you guys hit me up on there. And till next time, y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all later.
Thanks for watching InsaneSimGuy's Chaos Farm. Neighbors cheering, sirens calm. Oversized tractor won't fit in the barn. Lawnmower still out there, carving up the yard. Oh yeah! Tornado rolled through, like see you, good luck. Questionable vintage gear finally gave up. This is the Chaos Farm farewell. Don't be like OSHA and rage quit the realm. Smash that like, hit subscribe, ring that bell. InsaneSimGuy's Chaos Farm will reign again, oh well. Woo! Hey, hey. Cows back home, staring over the fence. That field A3 engines, none of it made sense. Harvester sitting on the water tower still. Nobody knows who did it, nobody ever will. This is the Chaos Farm farewell. Don't be like OSHA and rage quit the realm. Hey, smash that like, hit subscribe, ring that bell. InsaneSimGuy's Chaos Farm will reign again, oh well. Relieved, now the screen goes dark, but chaos sleeps like